They say it happened on a scorching Arizona afternoon. A lone man, restless and reckless, found himself in possession of something no civilian should ever touch. A pair of jet-assisted takeoff JATO rockets, military grade, built for warplanes, never meant for the roads. But he had a plan. In his dilapidated Chevrolet Impala, rust gnawing at the frame, he mounted the rockets to the rear. A crude but functional system, wired and rigged with just enough precision to work. To him, this wasn't madness. It was genius. He would create the fastest car on Earth. With the desert stretching endlessly ahead, he climbed inside, strapped in, took one last breath, and pressed the ignition. The explosion wasn't fire. It was fury. A monstrous roar shattered the silence as the rockets ignited, spewing flames and smoke. The car lurched, then vanished. Within seconds, he was no longer driving. He was hurtling. The vehicle became a missile, blasting down the empty highway at speeds beyond human control. The tires meant for pavement melted against the asphalt. The steering wheel became meaningless. Then came the curve. The Impala, now a fireball on wheels, left the road. It no longer obeyed gravity. Witnesses, if there were any left alive to tell, would say it flew. A screaming blur of metal, rocketing through the desert sky, defying physics for one final glorious moment. And then, impact. A deafening explosion. A crater carved into the side of a hill. Metal fragments embedded deep in stone. The air reeked of burning rubber and scorched flesh. But here's where the story gets worse. When authorities arrived, they found no body, no remains, just twisted steel and charred earth. Some say the pilot was vaporized on impact, his atoms scattered across the desert winds. Others whisper something more terrifying. He never died. He still roams the endless highways, a phantom of speed and fire, doomed to relive that final flight forever. And on some nights, if the air is deathly still, you might hear it, the distant roar of jet engines growing closer, faster, until it's too late, until... The Hanging Man of Halloween is a chilling and tragic legend that looms over the quiet streets of Frederica, Delaware. The story begins on a cold, moonless Halloween night when a woman, 42 years old, hanging herself from a tree along a busy road, the image of her lifeless body swaying in the wind, became etched into the memories of those who passed by. But this was only the beginning of a much darker tale. As the years went on, whispers began to spread. People who drove down that road at night started to report seeing something unnatural hanging from the tree. Some said it was her, a ghostly figure, suspended by an invisible noose, swaying with the breeze. Others claimed they saw her moving, her ghostly silhouette twisting in agony, a warning to anyone who dared to approach. Devil's Chair is a chilling urban legend, one that has haunted the minds of many who dared to speak its name in the desolate corners of abandoned cemeteries. Hidden in plain sight sits an eerie monument, an ominous, weathered chair, its stone surface cold and lifeless. But beware, this is no ordinary chair. It is cursed. Locals whisper that the chair is the resting place of a tormented soul, forever bound to its seat. Those who sit in it are doomed to be visited by dark, malevolent forces from beyond the grave. Some say the chair absorbs their life force, leaving them weak and hollow, while others claim they are plagued by nightmarish visions of the damned. Several have vanished without a trace after sitting in it, their bodies found twisted and unrecognizable, as if some unseen force had pulled their very essence into the chair itself. But the legend doesn't end there. It is said that on moonless nights, the chair becomes alive with a sinister presence, its cold stone heated by an unnatural energy. Those foolish enough to touch it report hearing faint whispers, the soft, agonizing screams of souls trapped in eternal torment. The Devil's Chair is not just a relic, it's a warning. Never sit in it, never challenge it, for some curses are not meant to be broken. Fair Charlotte is a tragic and chilling tale that has haunted New England for generations. A story of beauty, vanity, and a chilling price paid for pride. The legend speaks of a young girl, Fair Charlotte, who, on the night of a grand New Year's ball, was so consumed by her desire to look perfect that she ignored the cold creeping through the dark winter air. Dressed in a delicate, shimmering silk gown, she refused to cover it with warm clothing, believing that her beauty would be ruined by a bulky coat or shawl. As she rode with her escort in a sleigh through the snow-covered streets, say that on cold, moonless nights, you can still hear the sound of a sleigh's bells echoing through the frozen streets, but no sleigh ever comes into sight. They say it is Charlotte's spirit, doomed to ride for eternity, seeking warmth she will never find. A warning, a reminder, vanity can lead to a cold, unrelenting end. The 27 Club is a chilling urban legend that has gripped the imaginations of music fans and mystics alike. A macabre pattern woven into the lives of some of the world's brightest stars. It is said that a disturbing number of celebrated musicians and artists, those who reach the peak of their creative power, meet their end at the age of 7, as if some dark force claims them before they can fully realize their potential. Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and Jean-Michel Basquiat, each of them brilliant and tragic in their own right, died at this cursed age, their lives snuffed out in ways as mysterious as they were haunting. Some say it's a cruel twist of fate. Others whisper that a sinister force, something beyond mere coincidence, pulls these gifted souls into the abyss. Despite studies debunking the statistical spike of musician deaths at 27, the legend persists, fueled by the sheer number of luminaries who met their end at that cursed age. The mystery deepens with each new member of the club. Every death, a reminder that talent and fame come at a dreadful price. The 27 Club is not just a myth, it's a grim reminder that some things are too powerful to be explained. An eerie mark, a final note that echoes through history, far too chilling to ignore. August 14th, 1955. Descriptions of the beast are chilling and vivid. An amorphous, green-hued humanoid creature with long, grotesque claws that gleam like the sickly green of algae-covered stone. It is said to lurk just beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Its movements slow and deliberate, hidden beneath the murky water. The first encounter was described by a woman who, while swimming in the river, felt something grip her leg with unnatural strength. She screamed, kicking and flailing as sharp claws dug into her flesh, pulling her under the water. She managed to escape, but the horrifying marks on her leg told the tale of a beast far more sinister than anything known to the locals. The creature's claws are said to be long, curved, and razor sharp, capable of tearing through flesh with terrifying precision. It's been whispered that the green-clawed beast has attacked other women over the years, pulling them beneath the water, where their screams are swallowed by the river. Some say the creature is ancient, a primordial thing that has always existed in the dark, forgotten corners of the river, while others believe it is something more recent, a twisted mutation born from the foul depths. But one thing remains certain: the green-clawed beast is out there, waiting, lurking just beneath the surface, always hungry, always watching, and it's only a matter of time before it strikes again. There's a number that no one should ever call. 99999. It's a forbidden sequence, whispered about in hushed tones, known only to those who dare to seek the unimaginable. The legend goes like this: if you dial the number after midnight, you'll hear a voice on the other end, soft and chilling, offering you anything you desire. A wish, a secret, a moment of power. But nothing comes without a cost. For every wish granted, a price is paid in blood. The moment you utter your request, you seal your fate. ask for nothing except your life, and when the sun rises, you will be gone, swallowed by an unseen force. The urban legend has spread like wildfire, horrifying those who hear it. Some say it's just a story. Others swear they've felt the cold grip of death after making the call. And in 2002, the legend was brought to the screen in the horrifying film 99999. It's a tale that lingers, a dark invitation you should never, ever answer. The Gateway to Hell is one of the most chilling urban legends in America, a place where the veil between the living and the damned is said to grow thin. Located in the desolate Stull Cemetery in Kansas, the story tells of an ancient, crumbling church that once stood at the edge of the cemetery until it mysteriously collapsed. But even after its destruction, the legend remained, for beneath the rubble was a set of stairs leading into an abyss that was never meant to be uncovered. On Halloween night and during the spring equinox, it is said that the stairs, cloaked in darkness, become a gateway to the other side. Those brave or foolish enough to descend are said to hear whispers from beyond the grave, as if something or someone is calling from the depths of hell itself. The air grows thick, suffocating with an unnatural chill, as if the very ground beneath your feet is pulsing with dark energy. Locals speak of shadows that move on their own, fleeting glimpses of figures watching from the tree line, and an overwhelming sense of dread that grips anyone who dares approach. They say the devil himself walks the grounds of Stull Cemetery, waiting for the next soul to step into the gateway to hell, never to return. And on those cursed nights, the gates are wide open, inviting the lost into the eternal dark. The Hands Resist Him is a cursed painting, one that has haunted the minds of those who dare to look at it. Created by artist Bill Stoneham in 1972, it depicts a young boy and a lifeless doll standing eerily before a glass pane door. settlement nestled deep in the eerie forests of Connecticut is now a desolate, forsaken ghost town, its very name whispered in fear. The town's dark history is shrouded in mystery, cursed by the tragic fate of its residents. It is said that the Dudley family, cursed by a mysterious ancestral curse, brought ruin to the town from the moment they arrived. As the years passed, strange deaths, disappearances, and unexplainable horrors plagued the settlers, and one by one, the people of Dudley Town vanished, leaving behind only silence and the creak of rotting wood. Now the crumbling remains of Dudley Town are a place to be avoided at all costs. Those who dare to step foot on its cursed soil report hearing faint whispers, the distant sound of footsteps where no one walks, and an overwhelming, suffocating dread. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures flitting between the decaying buildings, their hollow eyes following any intruder. The air itself feels thick with the lingering presence of something malevolent, something that refuses to let the town's dark past die. Vandals and thrill seekers have tried to enter, but many leave with their minds shattered, or worse, never to return. Dudley Town is not just abandoned, it is haunted by the restless spirits of the past, forever trapped in its desolate ruins, waiting for the next soul to wander into their grasp. In the dark corners of Latin America, where the night seems to swallow the very soul of the land, there lurks a creature born from the deepest shadows, El Cucuy. It is a monster of nightmares, a thing so vile and malevolent that even the bravest tremble at its name. A twisted ghost, it is said to feed on the fear of children, prowling the darkness like a predator waiting for its prey. El Cucuy comes in many forms, sometimes a shadowy figure with glowing eyes, sometimes a creature cloaked in tattered rags, its face hidden in darkness, but always it is the same, relentless, cruel, and hungry. The legend tells of children who refuse to sleep, who stray too far from the safety of their homes. These are the ones El Cucuy seeks, drawn by their defiance, the sound of distant, haunting footsteps. Beware, for if you hear the wind howl at night, and if the shadows seem to move with a life of their own, El Kukui might be closer than you think, waiting, watching, and hungry. In the desolate, windswept landscape of Escalante, petrified forest, something ancient and malevolent stirs beneath the earth, a curse that punishes those who dare to disturb the long-dead remnants of a forgotten world. It is said that if you take even a single shard of petrified wood from the park, you will unleash a chain of misfortune so vile it will haunt you for life. The curse of Escalante is not one to be taken lightly. Those who have taken the petrified wood, some with the best of intentions, have returned home to a life shattered by calamity, job losses, sickness, car accidents. These are the least of the horrors that befall those who steal from the ancient forest. Many have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread the moment they lay a hand on the wood, as if something unseen but terribly powerful is watching, waiting. As the legend goes, the spirits of the forest, the souls of those who once walked the earth, guard the petrified trees with an unrelenting fury. They have cursed the land, and anyone who dares to desecrate it will suffer until the stolen wood is returned. Those who ignore the warning find themselves spiraling into a nightmare of misfortune and despair. The air is thick with tension in Escalante, and if you ever find yourself there, beware. Touch the wood, and the curse will find you slowly, surely, and with no mercy. The golem is a terrifying creature, born of ancient myth, a hulking, lumbering monster created from the very earth itself, carved from clay or rock. The golem is a grotesque, humanoid being, its eyes empty and devoid of soul, its body an unfinished mockery of life. According to the legend, it was was brought to life by a powerful sorcerer, an attempt to create a protector from the lifeless material. But the golem's immense power and lack of true intelligence led to something far darker. Though clumsy and slow, the golem is a force to be reckoned with, crushing anything in its path with sheer, brute strength. The term golem in modern Hebrew translates to cocoon, an empty, inert vessel, but it can also mean fool, a fitting title for a creature of such monstrous proportions, but limited mind. It has no understanding of the world around it, and with each command it follows, it becomes more dangerous, more erratic. In the shadows of the legend, the golem's uncontrollable rage grows. Its purpose, twisted by the very nature of its creation, its slow, lumbering movements turn violent, its heavy feet causing tremors in the earth as it seeks to fulfill its tasks at any cost. Those who have crossed its path tell stories of its relentless pursuit, of a being without mercy, bound only to the will of its creator. But the true horror lies in what happens when the golem's creator is no longer around to control it. The golem becomes a mindless monster, roaming the earth in search of a new master, its rage unstoppable. In the haunting expanse of the Santa Lucia Range, there are whispers of shadowy figures, tall, silent, and unnervingly still, known as Los Vigilantes, Oscuros, to the early Spanish settlers. These beings are the Dark Watchers, a mysterious and terrifying presence that lurks in the high mountain peaks. No one knows who or what they are, but their chilling gaze has been reported by countless travelers who wander too close to the range. The Dark Watchers are seen at dusk, their tall, shadowy forms standing motionless against the fading light. They are figures of silence, black silhouettes, almost human in shape, but too large, too otherworldly to be real. From the cliffs and hills they watch, never moving, never speaking, just observing. Some say their eyes burn with an unnatural light. Their dares to venture into their territory. Those who have dared to approach report an overwhelming feeling of dread, as though the air itself thickens with a malevolent force. The watchers never make a sound, but their presence is undeniable, heavy, suffocating. And when travelers turn to leave, they are often followed, as though something dark is trailing